So I just want to show you some basic operations using Google Earth, some navigation, some setup files, and just kind of how to move around. So once you've installed Google Earth, you can recycle or delete the executable file. Double click the icon to launch it. The first time you do this, it may take a couple minutes, and actually when I launched this morning, after the install, it was corrupted, so I had to uninstall and then reinstall. Doesn't happen very often, but it can. You'll probably get a navigation window with some information, some little tutorials. You can go ahead and close that. I shut down the tour guide and I turn off the photos, the places, 3D buildings, and oceans. So that's the first thing, and there's an old file left from it earlier. I'm going to delete that just so that yours will look like you should see it. Okay, so you can navigate by, I'm using a mouse, a Logitech mouse, by clicking that left button and dragging the earth around. You can zoom in by rolling the roller bar. You can also zoom in here by clicking by dragging this up, by moving left and right on this little icon. I roll toward myself and roll out, zoom in. A more precise way to do that is if you know you're looking for a place, you can type it in. Let's go to Eugene Airport. I don't know what that means. And search. Okay, so there's our airport. Pretty cool, gives you the address and reviews about that. So there's the airport. I can use the measuring tool to figure out, let's see, I want to measure in meters, and I want to figure out how long a walk it is from the parking lot to this pad. So I'm just going to click, drag the marker and click, so it's that many meters. I can also define the perimeter of something using the path tool, and I click. Sometimes this has a bit of a lag. There we go. And click again, click again. I have to be a little patient. Great, so that gives me the distance around that area. So that's measuring. If I hover right over this point here, I can see that the photo at the bottom, there's some information about the photo. It was the last update was June 6th, 14. It gives me the latitude and longitude, so I'm at 44 degrees, 7 minutes, 16.91 seconds north, and negative 123 degrees, 12 minutes, 55.52 seconds west, or I don't need the negative and the west. This elevation is 365 feet above sea level, but I'm viewing it from an elevation of 2,431 feet. So that gives me my coordinates. I could also use the push pin and drag that push pin over that spot, and then I could copy by using copy and paste that latitude and longitude into a Word document. So if I asked you to give me the exact latitude and longitude of a place, you could do it that way. You could save that place mark so that you would have that. You can change the color of the place mark, or the words in the place mark. So there I've got my location 1. It has the latitude, longitude if I ever need that again. It's here. so I've got that. So that gives you how to navigate. Now, one of the things, I'm going to scroll back out to a pretty high elevation, and there's a little butte in downtown Eugene. And if I zoom in on this, you begin to get this sense of a 3D image, and in fact it is 3D. But sometimes when I'm zooming in, I don't want the 3D to show up, so you're going to set your 3D to not tilt. So you're going to go to Tools, Options, Navigation, and Do Not Tilt While Zooming. Okay. So now I should be able to use that lower button and move it so that now it's not going to tilt unless I actually tilt it with this upper button. The other thing you notice is that I am now not, the top of this map is not pointing north, so I can just double click that north letter N to make it move north. Sometimes you don't want the roads, you can turn those off, but sometimes they're also helpful. So if I were to zoom into this golf course and maybe use my rotation tool, and I wanted to describe the location of this school, Cal Young, in the golf course, I might say that it is, if this is north, that it's a little bit west of the golf course. And so one thing you need to check is that your north is actually pointing up. So if I turn this and I try to give you relative directions, now actually the school is on the north edge of the golf course. But you know what? I think that's, ooh, see there's some, I love this. This is not correct. So one of the things Google Earth lets you do is lets users add information, and that is not where the elementary school is. I don't know what that stands for. That's pretty interesting. So you'll find stuff if you look up your neighborhood, your house. You may find things that are not correct in Google. Okay, the last thing that I want you to be able to do is to change the tools 3D view. You may want to look at latitude and longitude by decimal degrees, so you can set that here. And these are the units that you would want to use if you are using a GPS unit or doing any kind of computer mapping. They want the units in decimal degrees. The other thing in options, you can set your measurement to default to other units if you like. The last thing I want you to be able to do, just in a general way, is to add the latitude and longitude grid. So you do that through View, turn on the grid. Oh, that's very cool. You can actually turn off. See, every time I open this, there's a new thing. You can turn off that tour guide if you don't want that, which I think is really kind of useless. I could also turn off the sidebar. Whoops, I need that back. Okay, hold on. There we go. All right, so now I have got the latitude and longitude on here. And as I scroll in, I'm going to actually go back to degrees, minutes, and seconds. Okay. So as I scroll in, the resolution changes, and right now, let's just scroll way out to the Earth. So now the grid is in whole degrees. So that's 25, 26, 27 west. This is 43 north, 44 north, 45 north. So right here actually should be Salem, Oregon. Oh, very cool. But as I zoom in, you can see that the grid gets smaller, more refined. Now I'm looking at degrees and minutes. And as I scroll way in, I'm going to be able to get degrees, minutes, and seconds. So you can get very detailed information. So that's just kind of the basic navigation for Google Earth.